Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlie, and welcome to Blockbuster Incorporated. It is a game all about making movies. Yep, we get to start in the 1920s, making movies all over again. We played the demo previously. Was a lot of fun, a little bit bare, hoping that the full game, which is what we got right here, is a little bit more filling, huh? We're going to name our studio Pryor Media, and we're going to start with the 200K. I'm just going to go normal. I don't exactly know how things are balanced. It's a brand new game. We'll start in the 1920s, and we're going to choose starting themes and genres. So, how do we want to start with things? So, action movies are a whole lot of fun, but we're not going to start with like a whole lot of like really good props. We're not going to start with a whole lot of good stuff with our sets and all that kind of stuff. And we might need to get into stunt people as well. So, I think it's probably easier to not start with action. I think action is probably one of the ones that you really got to have a little bit more research done first before you can get that going. I think we're going to start with our genres as comedy, and let's go. I could go mystery. Might require more like better like writers and such. We could go with romance as well, I suppose, but I think mystery is going to be easier for us. For the themes, we can go vampire, medieval, or pirate. Well, comedy and mystery kind of works well with these two. It really could work with anything, but I think a pirate genre is going to be a little bit more catered to action, I think, is probably going to be better here. So we're going to go with vampires and medieval for our two themes for our comedies and mystery movies, all right? Let's go ahead and proceed, and I will be skipping the tutorial because, well, I would hope anyway I know how to play this. If you are new to this channel, my start in my sort of career after college, and I went to school for film and video production, my start to my career was in making movies. So I know a little bit about this industry, but that doesn't mean I know everything, especially since this is historical and it's also a video game. So they're going to kind of play around with how things work. But there's definitely a lot of things in this game that weren't in Hollywood Animal, which is another game that we just got done wrapping up the demo for. Links are all in the description for that. So this is our film studio. It's kind of small, but judging by the look of the map, we're going to get a lot more space later, I hope. We have our little right here, Pryor Media right there. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get the basic essentials for what we need to make a movie. We're going to start with our build mode, and you can see it's a grid-based builder. Yep, and we can turn the grid off as far as how it displays, but things are still going to snap to it, okay? So yes, you can turn the grid off. No, you can't go freeform. As far as I'm aware, I've tried various different modifiers and such, and it doesn't allow you to get off the grid. All right, so we're going to go with the producer office. Now, we can make our own offices kind of however we want to, but I think the pre-made offices are fine with the way they go with this. So we're going to start with the producer's office. And I'm going to put this like right up against the thing here. I want to save as much space as possible for film sets. So we're going to go 1 producer office, 2 producer office, and we'll leave room here for another producer office when we need it. Also, real quick, I'm going to turn the music down because it's a really loud soundtrack. It's just very loud. I'm kind of way too loud, is my opinion. Okay, so we're going to go with writer office next. These are the guys that are going to be doing all our concepts. And I'm going to leave a little bit of walk room, I think, for here too. So I'm going to kind of envision how I want my studio area to be and how people move around the studio. And so we got the doors here, 1, 2, 3. I think that's probably okay. We could leave, let's say 4 spaces. 3 is fine. We'll go 3 there. 1, that's 1, and 2 writing offices. I think that's pretty good to start with. Next, we're gonna need a maintenance office. We're gonna place this maintenance office right over here on this side. Right there, I think is probably fine for me. We're also gonna get ourselves a research office. And this research office is gonna be really helpful for us soon. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so we have 2 writers, 2 producers, a maintenance guy, and a researcher. Next, we need a little bit of place for people to hang out and eat. That's a canteen. We'll place that over here. Now, I was going to attach it to the wall, but I actually think I'm going to leave a little bit of... Well, I was going to leave a little bit of space. Now I'm not so sure. I would like to leave space so that I can expand this later if I need to make it bigger. So I think we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over. That's going to give me a pretty good amount of room when I want to expand that later. Next is toilets. Yeah, please, people need to do that. And we're going to place... Honestly, I think we'll just do the room ourselves. The toilet we can do the room ourselves. So we're going to come up here to the rectangle wall tool. And tell you what I'll do. I'll bring the wall this way at first. We'll bring this... I tell you what, let's go like this. We'll bring this out like this. But then I want to move that wall. So I'm thinking we're going to bring this out a little bit further too. Maybe about there or so. I want to leave a little more room. How about there? Okay, and then we want to get rid of this wall. Don't delete the corner now, build tool. Cooperate with me now. Don't delete the build. Yeah, this wall right here. Thank you, and there we go. Okay, so there's a little bit of a kind of a big bathroom, to be honest, but I'm hoping that this is like the main bathroom that everyone will be using. We're going to be surrounding this thing with like places where they're working, and so I just want to have a higher capacity bathroom. I've also extended it this way because the canteen will eventually expand this way too, and so it'll all share a wall eventually. Okay, so we're going to want doors for this thing. I'm going to go and maybe put in these are $250 doors. All of them are though, so I guess I'm not saving any money doing any different design. We'll go here. That gives us a door on that side. And then we'll also probably go ahead and put a door in on this side too, I think, probably right there. Okay, so this is the outside access, and then the inside, the canteen access, is they're sitting in here, they eat their meals, and then they can come right in here to the bathroom if they need to. We're gonna go to objects, toilet, and we're gonna say the toilet stall. And we're gonna have the toilet stalls positioned 1, 2, 3. We could start with 4. I would need to make sure I have enough money for films and stuff, you know? Can't just make a glorified hotel. What am I, like a resort now instead of a film studio? 4 is gonna be fine. And then let's put a couple of bathroom sinks also over here too. And we can maybe put this, let's put it near the door. We'll say 1, 2 sinks near the door for now, okay? Now that's gonna be our bathroom. It's labeled as such right there. We also have, if I exit build mode, we'll also see that we've got a variety of different offices here, and we can go and make modifications to these offices and see who is going to be in them later on. We're almost done designing everything. And actually, I may be done designing everything. We can also do some decoration stuff outside, although I don't know if it really has any impact on us as far as like prestige and stuff like that. But if I go outdoors, we could do things like this $150 red bush. You know, we can put a bush right here, maybe another bush right here next to this. And then perhaps we want to, man, the frame rates do actually get quite bad right there, didn't they? We're going to put the outdoor lights 4 right here, and we'll just have this rotated. And maybe I'll put this light, yeah, kind of like, well, yeah, I was going to put it like right here, but it doesn't look like it wants me. It wants to stick out just a little bit more. I don't want that. Can we do it like this? You know what? This is fine. Put it just like that. All right, and then it's facing the wrong way, isn't it? All right, well, it doesn't quite line up the way I wanted it, but it sticks out a little bit. I'm not sure I like that. Maybe just the standard outdoor light here would be better. Yeah, maybe we could do that instead. It's a little different style, but maybe we can do that instead. Just hit delete, get a refund, and pop this right here instead. So there's 2 different ways to play this game, and I think you'll find that we're going to start things off kind of slower in the way that we're going to be more meticulous in our creativity with our films. You'll see what I mean. But then as we play the game more and more, we might start shifting to not caring as much because it can get really time intensive. We'll let you decide, right? If you guys like this kind of stuff where we're really spending a lot of time on the films, then you know, we can continue it with there, because this game does let you spend a lot of time. I think you'll find the feature set here has been greatly expanded from the demo we did earlier. So we got 2 writing offices, 2 producers. We got all the stuff that we need. Next, let's hire people. So hiring employees. All these guys are kind of randomly inputted with their various different traits and such. We have actors, and we can actually use the filter here as well. We have actors, directors, producers, crew members, writers, researchers, maintenance workers, and staff workers. Staff workers are responsible for... I'm actually going to let the time run because pretty sure everybody I hire is going to start tomorrow. So they don't even start this month anyway. So anyway, these guys are responsible for the canteen area. And look, they build relationships faster with others. Isn't that wonderful? They have 68 technical skill. Go ahead and hire her. You need maintenance workers to keep everything maintained, although it's not essential to hire them right away. We do need to remember to do that, though. This guy's easily stressed, but he's a quick learner. It's okay. Like, we can wait on hiring him. The list of hires available will refresh in March. So we'll have a whole new group of people that we can go with. Researcher. This guy makes friends, too. We're going to want to hire him right away. Get research going for sure right away. Let's take a look at our writer. He's not that creative. He's not a very good writer, but he's the only one we got available, so we'll hire him. We have a slow learner for our crew. Crew members are ones that are mostly handling the cameras, and in this game anyway. And it looks like levels up during education slower. So that doesn't really impact our films per se. It just impacts our ability to train him to be better. Okay, that's fine. We'll hire him. So producers. Slow learners again, but also makes building relationships with others faster. I mean, this is great. Now, there's a couple of other tabs here you probably haven't seen yet, and this one is they're a nobody. We'll look at the various different traits and stuff for people in a little bit here. Let's say, what do you got? Maintenance worker, we don't need that yet. So let's go director, also nobodies, and the actor is also a nobody. Pretty much nobody's famous right now. Now, he has a set him touch. Gives a sales penalty on any product they are a part of. Well, I don't want this person, so I'm not hiring that guy. Okay, we're gonna have to wait till March to hire an actor, which isn't great, honestly. It means we're gonna have costs involved. I mean, I guess I could just hire him now and then fire him later, just to get like one film out the door. We could probably, I guess it could probably swing that, but he's gonna cost me money, and I don't know if it'll be worth it. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so we got ourselves a full hire here, except for the maintenance worker. We're going to wait a couple days on that because we don't really need him right away. So the next thing we need to build here are film sets. So I can go to build mode. And I'm going to come over to set because we need a place to shoot the movie, and we don't go all the way out on location. Here, we film everything in our studio. So we have the default set. It costs $5,000. It is so basic and so bare bones, we probably don't want to ever use this. However, we can go to the set designer. And in the set designer, we get to design our own sets. And this is where I say we're going to spend some more time being meticulous and detail oriented in the beginning, but we probably won't do a ton of this as much. Like, it won't fill as much of the videos, at least, as we move forward with it, because it gets faster and we start running out of unique props to use. We're going to be a lot of repetition, right? So this is a small set size. The small set size, of course, has the lowest cost. We can adjust this to be a medium set or a large set. And of course, it's going to cost a lot more money and take up a lot more space. For now, we're going to start with a small set. So we're dealing with medieval movies and vampire movies for now. We need research to unlock additional genres. So we have a lot of different choices for our sets, but there's no point in making for example, cyberpunk set. There's no point in doing that. Looks pretty cool too. I haven't seen this one yet. Because we can't make movies in this genre. Yeah, okay, with this theme, sorry. So we are looking at medieval and vampire. I'm going to take a medieval approach to this, although the vampire one does look pretty cool. It's just slightly different, I suppose. Police, I like that. I haven't actually seen a lot of these yet. A heist one? Okay, what about gangster? That looks actually pretty cool. Nice. All right, anyway, so medieval. We're going to start with medieval because medieval movie, we'll make like a medieval comedy or something. It's probably fine. We're going to call this one the medieval... okay, you know what? I'll just go back to my film days. It's fine. We'll go ENT1. This is our interior... I mean, it's small, right? Yeah, so how about ENT1-1? And this will be representing an interior shot, a level 1 stage size, and it's our first one, okay? Just my naming convention that I'm going to use here. It's fine. So we have 1-1 on this one. we're going to need to dress it up because right now it's just a basic set like everything else. We don't want that. So we can go over here to the medieval items. Now, it doesn't mean we can't use items outside our genre. We can use anything we want, but we're going to get a better bonus and it's going to have better cohesiveness with our productions if we can put this with proper stuff. So medieval flag, for example, I can put this behind, say back here. We can put like 2 of them in here, kind of like that. All right. So put 2 of them down. We could, for this scene, right? We're dressing a specific scene, remember? So it's not the whole film. It's just like 1 or 2 shots here. So maybe I'm saying like we go maybe that guy right there, and maybe we put another one on the other side. We could maybe make them look exactly the same, though. It might make more sense. There we go. We could put a throne, a medieval throne. And this is a small area, so we're just going to go with a smaller throne right there, okay? And maybe we put the swords above it. That makes pretty much make sense there. And then we'll have this medieval carpet that's maybe leading up to the throne there. That looks pretty good. I'm not sure if there's really a need to put anything else per se in this scene, so I think we're probably good. If I was going to do anything else, it would be putting additional banners, additional flags on the walls, maybe here and here, and then maybe here, and where else did I put them? Right here, along the side of this, right there. So if I was going to do it, it'd be about like that. All right, so there's our first medieval set, but it gets even better because we're going to be shooting a camera at this thing, right? We can control where the actors would stand in this situation. So maybe I have like the king's right-hand man right there. And then maybe the king is standing here, and maybe the person they're talking to, maybe they are standing, here before the king. But remember, we're only shooting from one direction. So what we need to do is we need to kind of follow stage, like the ordinance of stages, if you will. We're going to need to kind of cheat out a little bit on most of these. So I think, tell you what we'll do is we'll probably just have our scenes be, kind of closer to the camera here. I kind of want to bring them closer to the camera. And we'll probably do it about like this. And they're having like a conversation like you would if you were watching a play, all right? And we'll kind of call it like good like that, okay? So we have this, we're gonna hit save, and that's gonna save it to a directory on my computer, which means if I play this game again as another playthrough, all of our previous sets that we designed are just something we can just open right up. On top of that, you can also upload your sets. And if you do that, you can then import them into your game. Other people can import them into your game. So if I was going to go over to the build mode, go to sets, I can then go to the set browser, and I can find and download sets from the game's Steam Workshop. And there aren't very many yet, but people who share their sets, for example, here's a Western, right? I can just simply add this design to my sets, boom, and it will appear in this list. It's a very fluid system of sharing your sets if you make them. Okay, so we have that one default set. We have medieval INT-1. Okay, let's go ahead and make one more. So we don't have a way of making a. I think the reason why it's stuttering is I was messing with graphic settings. I'm gonna do it. I don't think it's the game's fault. I think it's my fault. Anyway, we're gonna say medieval again, and this time I think we're gonna go with a. Maybe a medium set. So this one's a much bigger, of course. We have a lot more room here, but a lot more things we can do with this set. And for that, I don't want to put a throne or anything because we already have the throne room. So this is one of those things where like the grand area that people can commune in. Maybe we'll have fight scenes and stuff in this. That's possible to do too. So let's have a giant chandelier, maybe slightly off center so that it shows up on camera a little bit more. We can place our banners around here too, just to kind of give that presence like we're in the same place as we already shot. We'll put like 2 more over here on this side and maybe 2 more over here on this side. I'm not sure how was it lined up before. So it's over here. All right, so it's about right here then. Okay, so a couple of those. We could put these little swords and stuff on the sides as well. But we're mostly shooting from one direction, right? And we can kind of alter where the camera's pointing. So we'll want to have stuff in the scene where we're pointing at the camera. So I'm going to have it maybe like a knight in armor over on this side. And we could put like a chair. I don't think a chair is appropriate here. How about a bench? Yeah, the benches make a lot more sense in this particular case. So we put the bench like right here and put another bench there, another bench over here. And so like this is again like a grand sort of central room for this one. And then we'll say that we have like a carpet there and another carpet here, I guess. I mean, it's kind of however it shows up on camera, really. So we'll do something like that. All right. It's a wide open room. That's all it is. But there's stuff in the background, and we can kind of see stuff in the background. And if we shoot from this angle, we'll be able to see the night here. So I'll tell you what, why don't we have you? We'll position you to be here. We'll position you to be, let's say here. If you guys are fighting each other, you're going to be kind of like this. Although we're not doing any action scenes with this one, so we probably shouldn't have that. So we'll just have them line up like this. And now it's a little, I need to have the knight kind of standing between you here on the shot. So we'll go about like this with it. Yeah, that works. And then we'll probably want to bring you a little bit closer too. So let's bring you kind of up a little bit closer here. And we'll call that good. Okay, so there's our next scene. All right, we have this. And this one's going to be medieval. Oh, hang on. Medieval. I got to spell it right. This is medieval INT. This could be 2-1. So this is our another interior shot. It's designed to be shot as an indoor shot or whatever. And then it is size 2. And it's our first stage that is in size 2. We'll go ahead and save that one as well. Boom. All right. Really easy stuff. We designed our first 2 sets. So now let's let the time run because people aren't going to be here till tomorrow anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into build mode. We're going to add our sets to our area here. And I think the larger one is going to go in the back corner. So this is a big set, but this is the one we designed, right? And so we're going to place it right here in the back. All right, so there's the set. It's already raining, getting everything wet. We don't even need a special effects department. It's raining already. We're fine. Okay, and then finally we need the INT1, and I'm gonna actually place this over here on this side. And mostly reason for that is so that I can have more mediums going on this way if I want to. So I think our first set is gonna be right here. All right, so we got a film set there, we got a film set there, and that's how they do it. Now, honestly, I wouldn't put these things super close together. If they were filming at the same time, you wouldn't want the audio to bleed over, but that's not how the game works. So we're just gonna have them be right there because I want to save more room for bigger stuff as we move forward this way. Okay, so the next thing really to do, let's exit build mode here. We need to set hours in the schedule. So I'm gonna come over here to the hours. There's our scheduling area. And we have a variety of different regime types we need to work with, but basically anything means people will do anything, but you can designate what you want them to do during certain times. So for example, I wanna make sure that they are always working on movies from, let's say 8 to 12. You guys are working that 5 hours straight, okay? We're gonna then have you guys get some lunch, all right? I'll give you 2 hours. I probably don't even need 2 hours, but I'm gonna put a leisure time right after that. So you have a little bit of a break, and then you're gonna go back to work at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot of work time. Probably weren't running them ragged. Let's do anything on that. We'll do anything from here, and then we make sure that they leave by, let's say you can leave at 10. Yeah, 10, and then you're gone all the way to, let's say, 5 a.m. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hours of leave time. That seems appropriate. You guys can go home, get some sleep. Maybe we'll do it one more. That's probably fine. And then you'll have an anything period here before you start work again at 8. Now, this is probably too many hours of work, but we'll have to play with it. It's fine. But that's our schedule, okay? Now, the schedule is going to be shown right here as the time ticks on. I believe that's a new thing that didn't exist when we had it before. So we're running with that. So the next thing we need to do, I can fast forward to the next day, but the next thing I want to do is I want to create a film, right? So we're going to go to product creation. Product creation is where we, of course, create our product being films. So the product name right now says the bottle in the virus. I would have thought the virus in the bottle makes way more sense, but since this is a medieval movie, I'm gonna call this it's supposed to be a comedy, right? We're gonna say this is the Limpy Sword. There you go. The Limpy Sword is our comedy. And so we're in the script writing process. So the product type's a movie. We're not able to do TV shows yet. That unlocks later. It's all going to start unlocking through the time period. So it's not about your own technology. It is also about the time, right? You're a film studio, but you're not like inventing cameras and stuff, right? All right, so we're going to go low product size. Eventually, we'll unlock the higher dollar amounts that we can invest in things. For our genres, we start with comedy and mystery, right? So we're doing a comedy. It's a medieval comedy, okay? Think Monty Python here, okay? Medieval, and then age focus is just rated G for everyone. We don't have the ability to go into these higher ratings. We have to research those things. All right, so choose the producer. We only have one to choose from, Lillian Ruiz. Good luck to us. The director, also Daniel Massey. There you go. And then finally, we have writers. We can do up to 2 writers per film, at least for now. And Lulu Ruiz will take care of that for us. Okay, now here's a part that actually has a big impact on the success of your movie. And there's a part where the player gets a little bit of agency with this thing. We can now determine how we focus this script. And we know what kind of movie we're making, and we know what the theme of it all is and everything. Like, we have that in our head. Now it's time to focus our writing talents in a certain manner. So how important is lore to our script? How important is dialogue? How important is atmosphere, conflict, gore, intimacy? These types of things, we can move the sliders up and down to focus this film. And if we do it successfully to what we're looking for, as far as our genre theme mix, we can make a pretty decent movie out of this. So it's a comedy medieval. Lore is not that important, but you want a little bit of it so people at least understand the jokes, right? Dialogue is insanely important. We're going to jack that all the way up. Story's pretty good. We should probably focus on that a little bit because it is, of course, dialogue heavy. There's a little bit of lore. You need to have a story to go with that, so that makes sense. We don't need a lot of atmosphere, but we will need some because comedy is aided by that, especially sound. Conflict, comedy is always helped by some conflict, but we don't need it to be really focused so much on the conflict. So a little bit is good. We don't need any suspense. We don't need any gore, and we really don't need any intimacy either. We only have one actor for this, so it's fine. So we're going to go through that. This is our focus for this, okay, for this product. So next, let's go to the actors. We only have one actor, and the guy sucks. We're probably going to fire him as soon as we can because he got that bad trait, right? We don't want to have a sales penalty every single time they're in something. But this is the only actor we got. It was randomly chosen. We're just going to run with it for this one film. Next, scenes and sets. There are 3 scenes to this movie. What do we want to do? Well, we'll start with a small set. So everything starts in INT 1. And you can see 2 traits here, right? There's prestige, which shows kind of the quality, how well this set is. And it's as good as it can be. I can probably go and put a couple more things in this room and make it higher if I want to. And then there's this thing right here called novelty. Novelty is a stat that's currently at 100%, and it will decrease the more often you use this set. In other words, you want to create unique experiences when you're making your films. If every single film you create is in the same set, looks the same every time, you're going to drop your novelty, and that will ultimately ruin your scores. So you kind of got to give your sets a bit of a break between films. All right, so we have that. Now I can also direct the scene. This also plays a role in how the film does. So in this case, I've got my actor right here. I can hold him down. I can move him around. I can rotate him. I can have him stand a little bit differently. So we'll have this be right here. We can go with different animations for this actor. So if I want to click this actor, I can say, well, he's talking. This is a comedy after all. And I actually am kind of okay with the way he's talking, but maybe we'll have him do just a little bit of a different sort of gesture here. I think that's probably fine. Costumes. Well, he's in a medieval costume, and that does make sense. If we had additional types of costumes, we could look at that to make it funny. You know, we wouldn't want to necessarily have a pirate in a medieval movie. It wouldn't be on theme. So we need to kind of keep it on theme. And you can see there's a lot of different stuff here now that we didn't have before. Mythology, there's a clown costume, werewolves, superheroes, lots of stuff in this game now. But we're going to keep it on point. We're going to keep it medieval here for this. Now, practical effects are possible, but they all require research. There's fire, fog, and rain. We can't do any of those yet. What we can do, though, is camera movement. So this is a new UI that we didn't see before, and we had the ability to do the camera movement before, but everything's kind of changed now. so you can kind of see the quality of the movie that we're releasing. We can zoom out. Apparently I have to hit it a couple of times here. We can zoom out. We can also pan different actors. We can rotate things. So if I say set on him, we can then be focused on him the whole time. And maybe I don't want to pan out. Maybe I don't want to have that zoom out effect happen. Maybe I'm looking to instead just have it be a static shot instead. Apparently the zoom out is the effect that we're looking for. This is camera movement. Okay. It's not like zoom out. I believe I wanted this setting. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So we have shake. We're not going to do any shake here. Focus height. We can change the tilt on that if we want to. I would have liked to have moved the camera to not be completely center, but I think that's just how it is. We're stuck with a large, huge static camera that is stuck in the center. And that's pretty much how that's going to go, I think. So instead, we'll just focus on the actor, and that'll put a little bit of movement in there, which I suppose is probably fine. We're definitely going to want to bring up here. Let's actually zoom in because we're focusing exactly on him. We'll zoom in, and it's more like a stand-up comedy routine at this point. We'll utilize our nice little rule of thirds, put his eyes about there, and we don't need any shaking. I really don't want that to happen there. So I'm fine with this at the moment. Wow, I can speak, I swear. I'm fine with this, but I think I need to probably move him again because we're focused on him, yes, but he's no longer looking at the camera. So I'm just going to rotate him slightly. Well, I guess since the camera is in the center, I suppose I'll just put him a little off center, and we'll put him like let's say right here. We'll stick him right here, I guess. I guess that's fine. And then the camera movement now has him facing mostly the camera. The throne is a little bit behind him. You can see it. And then they have the two suits of armor and stuff that are there. So this works fine for me. I'm okay with this. Okay, the second one. We can choose a set. We're going to choose our larger set. Looks like I could do maybe just a little bit more to this one. Its ranking is an 82. Same thing. I can direct the scene. And what we have here is he is in one single position. We had 3 positions here, but he's in the position for this actor. We don't want that. We're going to move him again. So let's move him over, and I can again put him kind of wherever I want. So I'm going to put him over here. All right. So he's going to be like maybe right here. That's probably fine. Yeah, that'll work. And then once again, for animations, let's get him doing a little bit something different. Let's say maybe he's yelling. Maybe he's upset. That could be funny sometimes. You know, yelling and being upset is sometimes funny. So we'll go with that. Is there something else I could do with him that's on theme? Gangsters, westerns, sword slashing. Maybe he's... Well, I'd like to see if he's going to do it. Maybe, okay, so he's doing something like that. That's not too bad. Yeah, we don't really have any swords in his hands. Oh, we can even do a superhero air kick. Probably not that. Slasher battle cry. Yeah. That's so funny. Ha ha ha. Probably not that funny, but hey, whatever. All right, we want to focus the camera on him. And yeah, that's about how I would envision this being, but we would want to probably do a, whoops. Oh, let's do this. There we go. We would want to have this. Oh, it's a little too close, isn't it? Let's pull this back. Yeah, and then we definitely want the shake for this shot. Let's make the focus height a little bit lower. Yeah, definitely want the camera shake for this one. It's good. Now we can do a loop once, we can repeat, or we can do ping pong, which is not really what I'm looking for here. So just once on that is fine. And then the range of motion. Yeah, we want this to get right up in there. Yeah, definitely. The linger time will be pretty long. No. We'll bring this down. This is the movement detail. So we're zooming in. So how fast does it zoom in? How long does it linger on him before it does it again? That kind of thing. And so this looks pretty good. I'm content with this. We even get the knight in the shot pretty much the whole time. So I'm content with that. All right. The final thing then is back to the other scene, or back to the other set. And we could direct this scene again if we want to. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of this directing constantly in every video, of course. But there is this. And now we'll have him end maybe slightly off center on this side, just to provide a little bit of difference there. Probably not that far over, though. He's a little far over for that. So I would say if I was shooting this myself, I would want him probably closer to about here. Well, okay, I have to actually click. My bad. Here we go. There. All right, and then I probably want him to be closer to about there. Okay, so we'll focus the height again a little bit like this. Maybe we'll, yeah, about there. I'll zoom the camera. Maybe he's a little further away this time. That's fine. And no shaking. It's focused on the center here anyway. That's our scene. Okay, now the final thing we can do here, which I don't know if it actually has any impact whatsoever on the film, but we shouldn't be able to do it like this in 1920. Okay, so there's that too. This really should not be available until well into the late 1900s, but there is now a video editor. And yeah, it looks like a non-linear video editor. We have the ability to take our shots that we're about to shoot and edit them with subtitles and audio effects and sound effects. And in fact, I have a giant sound effect library that I have for my professional stuff that I have licensed. I could actually, because I know the directory where these things are put in, and I know the formatting for them too, I could add my own in here. I could. I'm not going to, because I think it would overcomplicate things. I have like thousands of them. And I'd have to like go through. Maybe there's a few that I can go through that might be cool to add, but there are sound effects like, right? And so if we wanted to, we could say, if this is an action sequence, right? We could go in and we could say, okay, we're going to have, you know, maybe they're you know, fighting each other, right? And then maybe we have a sword swinging, splashing here. Where's the sword swinging? Right here. Swinging weapons, right? So maybe you will unsheath your weapon. Where's that one at? Oh, they even have the Wilhelm scream. Anyway, we'll unsheath our weapons right here. This is the start of our action sequence, right? And maybe two guys are here, so maybe two of them will unsheath their weapons after a small delay. And then we have some people swinging their weapons at each other, and they're gonna slash, and they'll clash together. And maybe once they hit their armor, right, there's like a metal thud sound as well, or maybe it's more of a pop sound. I don't know. We'll put this in here, and it doesn't really go after it, so we'll have to add another audio track. We'll slide this underneath it, just like simultaneously, sort of thing. I like that one right there. It kind of sounds like he's hitting armor. I like that. So we can swing some more. So more weapons swishing and swashing here. Sword clashing, and then maybe we swipe here, and there's another metal thud on the armor at the same time, right? And so now if we want to hear it, it's not going to match the picture. But if we want to hear what that sounds like, we can just... Yeah? Oh yeah, this one's a little off. This one's a little off timed, but you get what I'm saying here, right? You can get these sound effects in there that will allow you to make the film just a little bit better if you want to. So we're gonna delete all of these things. Yeah, probably delete all of these things. We'll just go in and hit delete on all these. But this allows you to kind of be a little creative with your movie. Now, in addition to being able to do that in the game, you can also, when you're done saving your changes on things, you can also export your video. It will allow you to name the file. You can even choose video encoding settings. FFmpeg is included in here if you have any clue about video editing and stuff. FFmpeg is included within the game, so it'll use that to compress the video into an H.264 or a VP9 video format for you in a variety of different presets for quality at 50 frames per second, because Europe, I guess. But anyway, that's where that will go. And you can begin the export. It'll export the file for you, and it will stick it in your app data directory at where it tells you it is. And then you can save it. You have it for yourself. You have the film that you edited as a file on your computer, and you can share it if you want to, or just watch it. All right, so anyway, that's the video editing function. I have no idea if doing the video editor does anything to the film's quality and ratings, but I just had to point out that this existed because this didn't exist before, and it does now. So there it is. All right, we're gonna go to the next day. Now that I've elected to have, we'll just zoom ahead really quick here. Now that I've elected to have a film actually created, people are going to arrive. the people that we've hired, they're going to arrive and they're going to get to work making it. Okay. So on the schedule that I told them to do. So they're going to arrive now. They're on the anything schedule at the moment. And I have them starting on anything because if they have any of, needs and stuff that are not quite met from the, they're going to be working a lot from, from the previous day. And so I want them to be able to, tend to anything that's maybe not quite caught up with yet. They also are going to periodically talk to each other and meet, all of your people will eventually form relationships. Some will form friendships. Others will form rivalries and hatred. So not everything is going to be positive, right? If we click one of our people, we can see details about them. We got their charisma stat, which is the most important stat for all actors. And the better their charisma stat, essentially the better actor they are. They also have an athletic skill, which is going to play a role when it comes to doing stunts, and whether they're doing their own stunts or we need to hire a stuntman. Stunts also have a potential for injury, so eventually we'll unlock the ability through research to, get a doctor's office and stuff being here too. So we can see their history here. If they've ever appeared in other films or worked for other studios, that stuff will be here. We also have relationships that they have now, so they've met the other crew members, the other people here on set. They're shooting that right here. Let's see. The actor's on stage. He's shooting. Now, I don't think, directors do sit in their chairs, all right? They do, but I've worked on a lot of sets. I got to tell you, I'm sure it happens all the time, but I have never seen a director sitting down in their chair while action was going on. That's just me. It might seem weird, but they've always been standing. Engaged. Maybe it's just the directors I've worked with. I don't know, but I've never seen them sitting like this, especially like this. He's very casual, very comfortable. I don't know. That's just me though. I'm sure it exists, and they needed a way to show that in the game. So obviously this is our director. He's gonna get up, and apparently our actor is going to. Oh, he's gonna walk through the ground there too. Okay. And go right through the camera. Speaking of the camera, these are the sets, right? And we need to go into build mode in order to, hang on. Daniel Massey is unable to reach the filming set. Remove any obstacles blocking the access. Oh, can you actually not reach this? Okay, so apparently I do need to move this set. They are too close. So even though it lets me place it, it is cutting off access to that, so it's fine. We'll go ahead and place this right next to it instead. So it'll be located right there. Now, in addition to being able to just move it, we also can set the equipment for this. So we have this basic camera right now, but with a little bit of research, we could get a $1,000 upgrade to give us even better picture quality. For our first film, for the dude that's going to give us a penalty anyway, I'm not really concerned about it. But I will be upgrading this once they're done filming this movie. We could do the same thing with this set as well. In addition to that, we also have microphone possible upgrades there, lighting upgrades, as well as choosing one of the special effects that can be applied to this through the fire machine, smoke machine, rain machine. You can't have all of them on the same set, but you can have one, and then you have another set where another one is there, and etc. So, okay, anyway, let's cancel build mode there, and you should now be able to reach that set. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to disrupt your creative flow. Yeah, get back in your costume. Okay, now it's eat time, so he's gonna go eat. Don't eat in your costume. Make sure you're out of your costume before you're eating. All right. Jeez. Sebastian praised the served food. All right. These are new things. I don't remember these things. So, yeah. So they have relationships, right? And people are giant staff worker. Yeah. Researchers. Over here, we have their needs. So he has a bladder need, sleep, social, hunger, etc. If there are any housing requirements for these employees, then it will appear up at the top. Because sometimes, especially of those who are famous, they require additional amenities, and that includes buying them an apartment, or at least renting them one while they're part of your studio and part of your set. So that is over here in City View. So there's a City View, and there's many different neighborhoods and such, and we can rent apartments for our crew or actors or whoever if they're famous, and we can rent them out stuff. The more famous they are, the higher quality these accommodations they will require. So Grid Row is like the lowest part here. Is the poorest area in Los Ricos, which is where we are. is the home to many wannabe stars that either just started their journey or will never make it to the top. Yeah. And then there's Green Springs over here. There's downtown LR, downtown Los Ricos. Green Springs is the 3-star place. We have Veneta Beach, which is the 4-star place. And then right up on Pinnacle Hills is our big 5-star, all hail the glorious community that only a select few can live in. All right. There's that. Okay, so they're back to work now. At least they should be. Oh, he's doing the scene. Yep. He's just being really angry over and over again. And then we have the Limpy Sword wrapping up over here. Now, as they shoot, and unfortunately, they didn't get completely done with filming. It's probably partially my fault for having things in the way. But as they shoot, we can see the quality of that by hitting this eye. And we can see that we have a 44% on this one, a 43% on this one. And all of this stuff gets improved as our crew's skills get improved. As we get higher quality people, higher education on them, higher training, if you will, on them, or just through experience, or just hiring better people. All right, now it is March 1920, and that means that our crew has been refreshed. So I want to see what kinds of employees are available now. We can't really replace him. He's kind of the actor for that movie, but we can never use him again if we want to. I think that sounds good. We have Hippolito Wilcox, 30 years old, nobody, but he's got a 59 charisma, so he's a better actor. Also a quick learner. I like that. We're going to hire you. All right. We have another director over here, not all that great with the logic. We're going to pass on you. I think this producer's pretty good. They also have perfectionist, produces better quality work. That's great. We'll hire you. We also have a researcher here who is going to be a slacker. Probably don't want to hire you. This crew member here has a trait called easily stressed. Probably don't want to hire you if we can avoid that. Monty Green, what is this icon? Maintenance worker. Oh, we haven't hired a maintenance worker yet. We probably should now. We could probably do that now. Yes. This staff worker here also is a quick learner. We could get them running too. Maybe our kitchen could use an extra staff worker. Not sure how that works. And another researcher. All the researchers are slackers. Why? Why do you have to be a slacker? Right? I want my research points. Okay, tell you what. We will hire the maintenance worker now. I think that's probably a good idea. He has a technical skill of 39. We'll hire him just so we can get him in here. So we have a couple of different actors now, at least. That's helpful. And then as far as research goes, our research office being right here, as far as that goes, we can come down here to the research tab. And we have the 1920 Pravian Camera V2. We can go ahead and unlock that. And then our 1920 Lights V1, we can unlock that. Now, for some reason, I can't pinpoint it. It might be because we played the demo before. And, I want to delete it, but I don't know how. I have 3,100 research points already. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I can unlock medium budget movies, high budget movies. I can do that stuff already. So maybe this is by design. Let's grab the lounge. We have the low quality meals unlocked here. And then I want to get PG ratings unlocked. I want to get new genres unlocked if I can as well. Let's grab romance. Movies are pretty good. We could do action, but I'd rather unlock stunts. I was looking for stunts. I don't see stunts. So we're going to hold off on that. So I have 1,600 left. And maybe this is intended to have this many research points right off the bat. I don't know. But I need to add these things to our sets. It also says research unlocked 12 out of 158. Available 18 out of 158. Okay. Cool. More research will become available as you progress through the year. So maybe stunts are just not possible yet. I think that's probably what it is. The time period just doesn't allow for stunts just quite yet. Okay, let's pause it right here. Our film just wrapped up filming. Now, we don't have any editors on the scene. Editors would be able to give us visual effects, special effects. They'd be able to put in, visual effects and audio effects, sound effects. They'd be able to do those types of things for us. We don't have any of that. It's not available yet. I have to wait until we get further along in the years. By the way, in case you didn't notice, every day that passes is a month. All right, there you go. So we shot this movie in 2 months, basically. A month and a quarter, like an extra hour here. I don't know what that translates to for the month. But anyway, we can finish filming now. And we're going to get a scene rating of 42 for that last one. Now, if I wanted to reshoot, I could do so. But since I want this actor out of here so I can start focusing on a different actor, I'm just going to kind of let it go and say the Limpy Sword will probably going to live up to its name. We're going to release this product to the public now. And that's the extent. So very different presentation as far as releases and stuff goes to how Hollywood Animal does it, where it really gets into the business end of it. This game focuses a little less on the business end of it, but gives you a whole lot more creative control on the artistic end of it. So they have completely different focuses between the two games, and I love that. And I'm definitely doing full playthroughs of this one, as well as Hollywood Animal when that comes out. But this game, Blockbuster Inc., I'm excited to continue with. So now that this movie is done, we want to create another one, of course. And we can probably have multiple scripts being worked on at once. We do have the ability to have multiple writers, so we could get that going. We still only have one writer, so I am kind of holding off on that. But there's no reason why I can't have another script writing. Well, maybe there is. Maybe it won't let me select them if they're already on another project. But we have two producers anyway. We're going to use the better producer here. We still only have Daniel as our director, so we'll do that here again. Movie, medium budget we could do now. So it's a $100,000 investment. Let's keep going with the low budget flicks. I don't know how well that other one's going to do anyway. And then we unlocked romance, but I'm going to do another comedy. And we're going to do it as another medieval comedy. I think we're just going to hit that again. But this time, maybe we'll go with PG. And that might make the jokes a little bit funnier. I have no idea. We'll see how it goes. With a better actor, it might even be better too. Okay, so lore, not as important. I actually need to see what the mix was. So in order to know whether or not we did that well, we kind of need to know. The soldier and the shark seems interesting, by the way. The soldier and the shark. How about the how about we go the knight in the dirt. I don't know. The Knight in the Dirt. And there'll be a PG movie this time. I'm pretty sure the dialogue will be important. The story is maybe less so. Lore is not that important. Atmosphere, let's bring that down to 2 this time. We can bring up conflict to be like 2. No suspense, no gore, no intimacy. And that's a better focus. I'm pretty sure this is the focus we want for a comedy like this. So we'll have that. Conflict is pretty important usually though, but we have only one actor that we're going to use. I'm not using the other guy. Sebastian, sorry, you're out of here. We're going to use this guy instead. Hey, wait a minute. Do you have the same name as... Oh, okay. So Hippolito Hahn is the producer. Hippolito Wilcox as the actor. Interesting. If I can alter these names, I will. If you're a member on this channel, you got a little hat next to your name, leave me a comment down below and see like, I want to be in the game. And tell me what your character's name is, okay? But otherwise, that's our actor selection. Now we're going to go to scenes and selections, and we can do the same thing we did before. This time, though, maybe we'll start it in the big place. Now, remember, we see it 90%, right? We already did a movie in this location, so we're not going to have great notoriety this time. And I can go ahead and direct the scenes and stuff if I like to. We can shift it to this location and then back over to this location again. Or we could just do the whole movie in this side, but it's fine. Let me go through and direct these scenes really quick, just to kind of get them to be the best possible that I could do for the ratings. I'll be right back. All right, we'll go ahead and start the Knight in the Dirt as well. We'll get that rolling too. Okay, so that has to be written first. There's the screenplay. It's written. It's done. And then they can hand it off to the team, and he can go off and do that. Now, I suppose I could probably get another script running right now. I do want to see if that's a possibility. So now that the script is done, this writer is available now, but it has this icon next to him, which I assume means he's currently like working on another film. Does that mean he can't write another one? Like, he's a writer, right? So like once the writer's done, I don't know. I don't know how that works. So we're going to take a look at that and see. But let's go ahead and, yeah, they're going to eat now. People are praising the food. Yay. I got great food here. Obviously, everybody goes and uses the bathrooms. And back to work is what they should be doing. But I don't see them, doing I don't see them working on the film that I told them to work on. You, Daniel, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now, sir? Huh? Has directed 44%. The Limpy Sword. Gosh, man, the Limpy Sword. That's a great name for a film, you know, for a funny film. I think it's a good name. Apparently, they're just not going to work on this yet. Is it because of... is it because like they're still technically working on this one, even though it's done? It's interesting that nobody worked on anything today. I have to take a look at that. Maybe I misunderstood something about the mechanics on that, because you'd think once they're done filming, they could work on the next one too, right? So the Los Ricos Times says that they're all going to be bad reviews, right? We're a small studio. It's not great. But hey, it's a 43. The story had potential, but the execution was agonizingly bad. And we can see a score breakdown here. So this is the part I was really interested in, is how the score breaks down, and it'll tell you why it was this way, right? So we can click on a scene, and we can see a breakdown, a detailed summary of every reason why this had a certain rating at the time. And so for the second scene, this is our big stage. We had decent relationships, I suppose, with the people in the crew that are involved. So that helps. If they work really well together, they like each other. That's good. Technical skill was horrible. We need to work on that. We didn't do any scene retakes. And usually how it works, it's not always the case, but most cases, the first take you do is not your best take, because you learn a lot about that first take. But there are some experiences in filmmaking where it's so original and off the cuff, it wasn't even planned, but it happened, and you're going to use that because it was so much more genuine. And that sometimes does happen on the first take. The thing is, the game will give you a bonus if you do multiple takes. So I plan to do that with the next actor. Our actor here is going to take a penalty. We also have the technical execution here too. When we get post-production, having that post-production will help us in that rating, as well as having practical effects, our microphone quality, lights, cameras, all that stuff is going to play a role into our film being better as well. We can see the breakdown for the entire product. What I wanted to know is how our sliders were. All right, so genre sliders were actually really good for this. Appropriate selection of genre sliders values depending on the product genre. So focusing on lore, comedy, you know, the dialogue. We don't need a whole lot of intimacy, that kind of thing. Those sliders, if you can fine tune them to find that right mix and balance, you can help your score by doing that really well. Okay, cool. So our film Souls. Now we get to see, well, how well is it doing at the box office, right? So we had a total of $66,700 of expenses. And currently, we're at a $1,500 profit because our total revenue here is $68K. Now, personally, I kind of wish it would just show me revenue and show me expenses instead of profit, but I understand. I would have had to do the mental math of the profit anyway, so they're just skipping that part and showing you profit. So at the moment, for the first, month of release, we're profitable, which is pretty good. To already have a profit is a pretty good thing. It means that I don't have to worry about the film being a complete and total dud. All right, cool. Everybody's in leave right now. They're going to come back and hopefully start working on, well, The Night in the Dirt. And we will pick up the next video with The Night in the Dirt, okay? So thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you'll come back for the next one. It's going to be fun. Bye-bye.